Hello guys, we would be looking at some trends in financial ratios and also evaluating the two merged banks that are Bear Stearns and JP Morgan Chase. And then we will be making a comparison between them and the competitor, which is Goldman Sachs. Let's first look at Bear Stearns, which was one of the biggest Great Depression survived investment banks in the United States. Their main job and source of their revenue was giving out mortgage credits to consumers. Before the merge with JP Morgan in 2006, they were doing pretty good since return on equity ratio seems to be quite high with 16.9%, which means they can effectively generate profit by using the money that investors bought their stocks. Then in 2007, the ratio has declined sharply to 1.97%, probably because of the earlier effects of the 2008 mortgage crisis in the US. In the crisis, people started to default on the loans. In other words, they were not being able to pay the loans, and as you see from the asset utilization, which was decreased from 0.89 to 0.4, ratios ability to make sales has decreased because selling the mortgage loans was the biggest profit generating action for these investment banks. As a result, even the leverage is high as 33.52. ROA ratios that shows the profitability of the assets has decreased from 0.058 to 0.05. Secondly, when JP Morgan taken into consideration between the years 2006 and 2010, it is obvious that they also affected by the mortgage crisis in 2008 because there is an overall decrease in ROE and ROA ratios. Like JP Morgan's ROE was 12.4% and went down to 8.98%. ROA was 1.06% to 0.74%, while Goldman Sachs' ROE went from 26.2% to 9.97% and ROA 1.12% to 0.84%. However, ever since they merged with Bear Stearns, there is a big increase in total assets and equity numbers such that total assets increased. So decrease in ROE and ROA seem to be more normal in these conditions because the denominators of the ratios increased more due to the merger. We can say that merging with Bear Stearns and keeping leverages higher around 12-13%, even in the crisis time, helped JP Morgan to build up the ROE ratio to 9% again. Whereas one of the biggest competitors of JP, that is Goldman Sachs, the leverage was almost halved in the 5 years, like it was from 23.4 to 11.7. That decrease in leverage or equity multiplier and the asset profitability caused a decrease in ROE for Goldman Sachs. Now, if we look at the bigger picture for before and after crisis ROE ratios, JP Morgan was just only 3.5% while merging with Bear Stearns and increasing its leverage, whereas Goldman Sachs lost more than 16%. For both competitors, the decrease in the interest rates just after the crisis helped them to increase efficiency because their funding costs are decreased and profit margins got larger, which have been boosted ROA in terms of macroeconomic conditions of the country. Thank you for your attention.